This is my home network rack. I'm gonna share each piece of equipment and what it's doing inside of my home network. Basically how everything works for my house. You might recognize this. This is the Xfinity router. This is where I'm getting my internet in from coaxial cable. And I do use this right now for Wi-Fi around the house. I also have some XFi Pods around the house to extend the coverage so it goes a little farther. I'm using the basics from Xfinity. It's working for right now. I don't need to spend any money on like a $500 mesh system. It's decent internet, 800 megabits per second down. I probably can pay to get more, but that's enough for me right now. But this is right here is a gate controller. So I have a gate outside my house on the driveway. It just allows me to control it over the internet. Here is a Raspberry Pi. This thing is pretty cool because what I set up on this is called HomeBridge. It basically lets devices that aren't native to Apple or don't have Apple's home support, it allows them to work with these special packages you download. So for instance, this allows me to connect my Google thermostats to my Apple Home so I don't have to switch around a bunch of apps. I just have one app that I can control my whole home with. And my smart switches, smart lights that I got all outlets that I have around the house are connected to this. The next thing in the list is this patch panel from, I guess, TrendNet. And what a patch panel does is basically allows you to organize all your Ethernet cables coming from around the house. The reason is because of all the security cameras coming in. Basically, this patch panel just takes Ethernet in the back of it and Ethernet comes out the front. If you see here, I have more Ethernets coming out of the patch panel. These aren't being used, but they're just kind of set up for future use. What I can do is plug things in these the numbered panels in the back, and then I'll know where they're going in this switch. So the security cameras are coming into the back of this patch panel, and then they go into this next device I'm going to show, which is my Xfinity NVR, which is basically like the security camera hub that does all the recording, allows me to control the cameras, and I can see this actually goes, one of these wires actually goes back through the roof to another room where I can actually see my security cameras on video. But this thing records, I can download all the history off of it. The next item in the list is this gigabit switch from TrendNet as well. Basically, I have the Xfinity Wi-Fi going into this switch, providing this switch with internet, and then everything that's coming out of it is hot with internet. So like I have this white and black cord I have going back through the roof to go to the rooms where I need it. While doing this, like making these hard lines to these rooms, I actually was able to get really fast speeds on my gaming, like no latency. I can download games in minutes instead of hours, like these 100, 200 gig games. I was dropping calls at work over the Wi-Fi, but once I installed this in my office, I was able to get no drop conference calls and no drop connections, so my work has been smooth. And it took congestion off those heavy devices off of my Wi-Fi network. That was a big change that I suggest anybody to do. If you have the ability to run some hardline Ethernet to a room, like go ahead and do that. Ethernet's still king for sure. So the internet comes in, goes to Xfinity, and then I plug it into this switch, which provides extra internet ports for other things around the house. Moving on down, here I have two smart outlets or whatever that I use to turn on and off some of these devices so I don't have to climb up here and turn off devices if something goes down. As long as I have power to the rack, then I can control these devices remotely, because some stuff just need to be reset sometimes. And at the bottom here, it's basically a cyber power, just an outlet that sits in the rack. It has plugs on the back and on the front. You just plug stuff into it. It has surge protection. It's grounded. One improvement I want to make, I have a backup internet that's Verizon. I want to put that up here and have it as a secondary source of internet if the first one goes out. So if it goes out, I don't have to just switch to it. What I can do is set up a router that has failover capability, plug both Verizon and Xfinity internet into it, and then let it do a smart failover whenever one of the internet sources goes out. And you can also have it where they just merge together and your devices use the best source. But I just want to have a failover for now. So like as long as I still have power, then and Xfinity goes out or whatever, I can still have internet and I won't have to switch my devices over to the new Wi-Fi. But to do that, I'm gonna have to have a switch that has failover, and I'm not gonna be able to use this as a Wi-Fi point. I'm gonna have to buy separate Wi-Fi points and buy a whole mesh system for the house. So that's gonna be a future improvement. It's gonna cost probably like $1,000 to do all of that, which I'm not ready to do. I don't need it yet, but one day I'm gonna do it. The other thing I probably wanna do is add backup power here. I want one of those things that can work when the power goes out, it at least give me like a couple hours of extra power. I think that's it. This is my rack. It's actually mounted up pretty high, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it don't have a lot of space to add a lot more stuff, but I could always extend it. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.